know what you're going through, and I know how much of a struggle it can be. I know that sometimes things in your life can get overwhelming and hectic, and you kind of just lose control. You don't know what you're gonna do. It's just everything's not working and things are going wrong, and then just the next thing you know, you're worried because your bills aren't gonna be paid, or you're not gonna be able to get the food that you need to feed your kids. And stop worrying. Stop worrying. You have to stop worrying. You do. You can't think that way. It's in the process of worrying that you're actually making it worse. Let me tell you, the inspiration that I put on Facebook, and if you follow me on Facebook, you know I put a lot of inspiration on Facebook, but I'm going to be honest and truthful with you. Sometimes it's harder for me to take my own advice than it is to give. It flows out of me because it comes from such a beautiful source, that it comes from a pure source. But sometimes it's hard for me to follow it because I too am human and my thoughts get in the way and I think negatively. But it's in the process of thinking negatively that you're keeping yourself trapped. You need to stop thinking negatively. Your situation is not as bad as it seems. And I'll give you an example. The last couple days, it's been really, really rough for me because work has been hectic and they're cutting hours. They're not cutting hours. Well, they are cutting hours, and I end up having to pick up the slack for people. And then it gets to the point where I'm so overwhelmed. I'm in pain. I don't know what to do, and I'm frustrated because sometimes I feel like, God, why? If you say that you're here with me, if you say you're going to do this with me, then why? Why are you putting me through this? What is the point? What is there to gain from this? It's just, I'm doing what I can, and it's agonizing. And that's what I feel sometimes. But then when I call out and I tell God my frustrations, I have to get to the point where I'm mad and talk to him, because the only way God's really gonna hear you is when you actually speak it out. And when you speak it out is when you shine light on the situation. So speak, I'm telling you. And today I told him, I'm like, okay, come on. I'm doing everything you want me to do. I'm thinking positively and I'm working hard and I'm putting stuff out there, yet you want to throw more at me and give me more and give me more and give me more. But it's in the process of giving me more that I'm growing stronger and stronger, more disciplined in myself, because I stopped worrying about everybody else and started worrying about myself. I became selfish. I'm very selfish because I want to know how to fix me. Honestly, I'm tired of trying to fix other people. I want to fix myself. I don't like the way that I think. I want to be able to control my life, and I can control my life when I think positively and not let my negativity get to me. But sometimes it does get to me, but it's okay because this time it was meant for something. That negativity came to me today because I got overwhelmed. And God has put a friend in my life, a friend like I can never imagine. She's the one thing that has helped me to fix my life. You know, a lot of the people in your life, whether they're good or bad, or they're put there for a reason. Stop looking at the negative. If you stop looking at the negative, you're going to see the positive. So stop looking at it. But God put this wonderful person in my life. And the funny thing is she's going through her own struggles. And actually, for the first time, I think she's probably in more of a struggle than I am, which is funny because she's usually my rock. And tonight, if it wasn't for her, that negativity would have just spiraled. But she came to me and I was able to talk to her. And the funny thing is as I'm talking to her, I'm helping myself. I'm thinking, oh my God, okay, now I understand why I had to go through it. Now I understand why I had to suffer, because it's in that suffering that I was able to help her. And I care for her. She's the first person in my life other than my children as a friend that I actually care for. And I've never had that. She's like my beauty for my ashes. And it's in the process of teaching her that I was able to set myself free again. And the funny thing was I went walking with her. I had even a good exercise. I came home in pain, having just a terrible day, I had to share this, and I'm going to tell you why I had to share this. After she left and I came home, I have this coin. Like, I'm a coin collector. I love to collect coins. And about a month ago, a woman gave me a double-sided angel, like a gold coin. Hold on. Oh, excuse me. This coin right here. This little, where's the camera? See this beautiful coin, this beautiful angel coin. This is how God, I'm looking at the camera, I'm sorry. This is how God right here, this is how God speaks to you. And they're not in coins, but you know, if you come across coins in random places, that's God trying to tell you, okay, you're on the right path. If you see repeating numbers, God talks to you all the time. The question is, are you listening? But anyways, this coin right here, this coin. I'm standing in the front room, getting ready to go to bed, talking to my daughter, and something shiny out of my eye just catches us on the ground, okay? And the funny thing is I have memory problems sometimes. I don't even remember how it got there. And for a moment, not even a moment, but I know for a fact that this was a sign for me, because I asked for a sign. And right here, this is my sign. Eventually, I actually realized that I was the one that put it there unknowingly. I actually had put it in my jacket, completely forgot about it, had flung my jacket, and it landed in such a spot that literally where I was standing, it was there. Like, it was really in front of my feet, and the glare off the light actually got my attention to the coin. And I thought about it. It's funny because I set myself up for that blessing. It's funny because God does know what happens before you do, and He uses you to set yourself up into a position that you can gain a blessing. Well, sometimes that position is going through negativity. The problem is because we're human and we only see the circumstances. You don't actually see the path that you're on, but the pain that you're in, and you tend to get stuck in that. So after I found this coin, I was just like, you know, that's my sign. That wasn't just my sign, okay? Let me tell you. I have my 7-year-old in bed right now. Now, before, I used to struggle to try to raise my kids. I struggled beyond struggle. Like, I couldn't get them to do anything. They always were fighting, and it's exhausting to be a parent. And especially when I wasn't a good parent. I didn't even grow up until I was 28. So trying to raise kids as a child myself was hard for me. But my little one, she doesn't do this. At night, she no longer sleeps with the TV. I don't have to fight with her to do like what she needs. She's a good girl. My kids it's like as soon as I started to work on myself and the more motivated and positivity I got, actually the less I had to fight with my kids and the more they do on their own. It's actually really funny. It is the path of least resistance, but the resistance was my fear and anger that actually held me back. But when I walked past her door at night, sometimes I read her a book, or sometimes I let her, she's got a phone, I let her listen to either bedtime story or night meditation. She likes to listen to I have her listen to night meditation because it helps her to sleep, okay? I'm in my room, and this has never, ever happened, ever, okay? Are you hearing me? Ever. I'm in my room, and my daughter decided to put on T.D. Jakes. Well, if you don't know who T.D. Jakes is, he's a pastor, a very good pastor. He's a pastor that I actually listen to. Now, mind you, I was atheist until I turned 33, okay? And so, yeah, okay. She was listening to a video of T.D. Jakes, and it's not something that they usually listen to. It's only something that I listen to. So I went into my daughter's room, and she was sleeping. She put it on to sleep. But it was the message that was on there that really just I had to share. I'm sorry, excuse me. But in that message, it talked about we tend to keep stuff in and we don't share it with the world. And sometimes there are people in our lives and people around us that need our help but are too afraid to ask. And sometimes we're too shy and we're fear of judgment, so we don't tell them. And the video that she was listening to is telling me that you just need to do it. You need to tell people. And that's a problem for me because I struggle. Like, I want to make this documentary and I want to do the things that I want to do. Well, sometimes it's harder for me to put things out on paper and actually do the things than it is for me to say. That's been my struggle. I've been stuck for so long. It's because I can never take the action. Like, I have all these great ideas, but my fears, my doubts, my guilt, everything held me back. Everything held me back. But to sit there and listen to my daughter hearing it, there's no doubt in my mind where that message came from. There's no doubt. And it's just like, I want to share it with you guys because a lot of the times I know what it feels like to be trapped in a world where you feel like you have no control, where nothing in your life works, and it's just like no matter what you do, it's nothing. And it's constantly everything negative. But now I understand that I was the one that was creating that by doubting myself. I feared so much, I didn't do anything. I stayed at home, and of course my life was hell and in turmoil. It's because I didn't follow what I loved. I didn't follow my feelings. I wasn't taught to follow my feelings. Nobody's ever taught to follow our feelings. We're taught to do the things that we see, feel, touch, hear, whatever. You know, we live so incredibly blind. Because the fact is, we don't know who we are at all. We are such incredible creatures. We have the power to create our worlds the way we think. And you have to learn to love yourself first. You have to value who you are, because if you have any anger, anything in you, any doubt, it's because there's something you're lacking in yourself. I'm gonna say it, but sometimes it's good to be selfish, but it's selfish in a way that we need to learn who we are. We need to work on ourselves and stop worrying about everybody else and stop fighting with everybody else and stop getting angry about things. Your thoughts control your world, and if you continuously get angry about what other people do, that negativity reflects into your life, and then you have things happening. You try to be controlled, you don't want to share. That reflects into your life as negative things. We're such peaceful creatures. We're meant for so much more, but we're so hooked up and concerned about what everybody else is doing that we don't see ourselves. And because we don't see ourselves, we obviously can't fix the problem. And it's like, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Well, you're not doing, you need to change yourself. Stop trying to change everything else around you and change yourself. Okay, it's in there. I wanted to share this with you because it's just like, I know what it feels. I know what it's like to suffer. And I know what it's like to feel like you're going nowhere. But I also do know that it's possible to get out of it with nothing. With nothing. I have nothing. I've never had anything. Yet I have faith now. And I'm tired of walking by what I see, because walking by sight got me nowhere. And walking by faith has gotten me farther than ever before. And not farther in my life. No, my life might still be the same. But the way I think, I'm so happy. I have so much peace and joy in my life. And I live in a house infested. I just have no clue how bad it is. But God has a purpose for me, for you. See past your pain. Get past it. Get past it. Okay? Stop fearing everything. It will work out for your benefit if you just start believing, and stop being rude to people. Stop being quick to judge. My God, judging others is the worst thing you could possibly do, because when you judge other people, actually you're kind of judging yourself, because you're telling yourself that that's wrong. And sometimes you think that way too. So don't judge. Judgment is the one thing that will keep you stuck in your hell, period. 2, stop assuming. Don't assume. Assumptions are the worst possible thing. Let me tell you, I've made so many mistakes in my life, so many freaking mistakes in my life. And it only took till recently for me to admit to those mistakes. But a lot of them were based on assumptions, and I kept myself trapped because of assumptions. I think this was going to happen, so I didn't do this. And I thought this wasn't going to happen, so I didn't do this. I haven't been moving because a lot of the times I assume that my stuff's going to go nowhere. I'm telling you, I put out so much stuff and inspiration, and I've been doing everything I can to get it out there. But the funny thing is, I don't think God wants me to get it all out there. He's waiting for something, because I feel like I'm meant to do something. And even though my life is not reflecting it, I believe wholeheartedly that I'm going somewhere. And it's through that I feel like I'm being pulled. So I wanted to share this all with you. I'm sorry for the squabbling and crying and stuff like that, but I just want you to know you're not where you think you are, and you need to change your view of who you are, what you are, and you really need to stop treating people the way you have. You need to stop treating yourself the way you have, and for once in your life, drop the act and learn who you are, and do it. If you have a passion or desire, do it. Go out and do it. It doesn't matter what people are going to say. It doesn't matter, because the thing is what you might do is going to help so many people. So don't allow one negative person or one negative thought stop you from actually changing the world and helping the world. People wonder why we're stuck in the world that we are right now. We don't share. Everything's copyrighted. Oh my God, we got to hold on to this because, there's not enough. We live in such a survival mode because that's how we were taught. But it's not about surviving. Life is not about surviving, actually, at all. It's like the moment that you realize that there's more than enough, your brain, I had traumatic brain injury. I was beat. I was told that I would lose my memory, okay? I was told by teachers that I was retarded. I had to drop out of school because I couldn't even earn my credits. I even told myself that I was stupid and that I was meant for nothing, okay? But you are. And when you start speaking that to yourself, and when you start loving yourself, and you start seeing the things that you can do, and you let go of what other people, and just stop and find yourself, your brain And read books. I'm reading books, or at least I'm trying to. I struggle with that too, but I'm working on it. I'm definitely working on it. But you have the capacity for so much more, and in that capacity, you're going to come up with the ideas that are going to get you to where you need to go. So stop trying to achieve someone else's dream and freaking start learning what you want. Because it's in the process of learning what you want that you're going to gain the gift that you need that's going to help the world. So stop living by other people's means. Learn to love yourself and move forward. There's something out there for you, but how are you going to ever find it if you keep looking at other people? If you keep looking at what they have, you're never going to find what was meant for you. Because what they have is not what you have. And trust me, what you have and your reality and your perception and your perspective, when you receive what it is that you want, you can't receive what you want. I'll explain that one later, but God knows what you want. God knows what you were here to put for. So stop trying to find your answers in other people. You're not going to find them. You're going to actually stay stuck for the rest of your life if you keep trying to find happiness somewhere else. Because happiness is here. It starts in here. I don't know how much clearer I can be, but if you like living in misery, by all means, live in misery. But you have the ability to get out of that. Yes, it might be abusive. Yes, it might be painful. And you think you're stuck, you're not, I promise. Now stop thinking that way, because that's what's keeping you stuck. Everything works out. One day, you're going to understand everything. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a purpose. From where I came, the losses that I incurred, the pain that I had to go through, at the point in time I thought was for nothing, but now I understand what it's for. And I'm going to share with you guys everything. I'm going to give you everything. I am not going to hold back, because I'm telling you, it just flows out of me. I'm going to have my own TV show one day. I actually have plans for so much more. And I'm going to aim high, because honestly, I can achieve it. And from having nothing and believing that I'm nothing and I'm going somewhere, if I can do that, you can. But you have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And you have to find yourself here, not out there. I hope you guys enjoyed my message. Share it. Please share it. If it moved you in any way, share it. I have so much more to give. You have no clue how much more that I have to give. I really feel like I have a purpose. A purpose. I need your help to gain that purpose, okay? Because see, in me gaining my purpose, then that's your proof to you that you can too. So, till next time, good night, guys.
Many colors, it is never black and white. Can't have one without the other, the dark without the light.